Hey everybody, welcome back to the Joe Rockstar channel. I'd like to start by thanking longtime supporter Rick Scott for an awesome birthday gift. Rick ponied up the entry fee for this race for my birthday, and it was one heck of a gift. I was chomping at the bit to make the long drive out to Wikieup and redeem my horrible performance from last year, which ended in a disastrous DNF and 0 points in the season standings. Coming off my best performance yet, a fourth place finish, yeah that's it, in round 2, I was excited to get back on the bike. Surprisingly enough, I didn't know they gave out sympathy trophies, and I was quite happy to get mine.
I guess his name really is Joe Rockstar.
What is that, number 4? What's that number? Number 1. That'll be a number 1.
The stand-up Scramble, as they were calling the race this year, was extremely well organized, and it had a great turnout.
And the rockets are red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
Now the Scramble format is the same as the format from round 2. We start off as a group and have an hour and a half to complete as many laps as we can, and any lap started prior to the deadline counts. So even if you cross the finish line at 1 hour, 29 minutes and 59 seconds, you keep going for another lap. And with lap times possible in just under 30 minutes, you could potentially end up racing for 2 hours. Now that's an eternity when you're as out of shape as I am. Of course, it's easy to worry about that later when all of your focus is on the start of the race. The start was a hot mess for some riders, and I had a plan to take it easy, to just try and get off to a safe start without a crash. Well, it would seem that with the exception of Greg Milligan, who got off in first place, and Chris Coleman in second, caution was everybody's plan. It was like we were all moving in slow motion, and being in third by the first turn, I just had to make a dive for the inside and go for it. I came out of it in second, and would eventually make the pass on Greg Milligan to capture first place. This time, I knew I was in first, and I was intent on charging ahead to overtake riders who started in the rows before us. I mean, what a great start. But a race like this has 3 parts, and the start is just one short portion of the bigger picture.
Thank you.
There's the start and the finish, of course, but we can't forget the long portion in between that I like to call the grind. Now, a great start means nothing if you can't follow it up. And with more than 2.5 laps to go between me and the finish line, it was too early to start losing steam. I had just burned up a whole lot of energy chasing down first place, and the grind was just getting started. To add to the challenges of this sandy whoop-filled course, my goggles were quickly fogging up like a bathroom mirror during a hot shower, and it wasn't long before the lack of vision had me slowing my roll. And as my pace slowed, my aggression faded and began to be replaced by fatigue. I hadn't gassed myself out yet, and I was encouraged by how much better I was handling the sand and whoops this year. After struggling for so long as a rider in these conditions, I finally feel comfortable with just about any terrain an AMRA race could throw at me.
Oh man, my goggles are so fogged up. I can't see.
There is a reason they named this race the Stand-Up Scramble, and if I had to guess, it might have something to do with the fact that there were very few sections where sitting was a legitimate option. While in theory, the obvious answer is to not sit, once you're winded, that's easier said than done. But even the best riders will make mistakes, and I am definitely not even close to being the best rider. Oddly enough, my mistakes would not come in the usual ways, turning in sand, getting kicked off in the whoops. Nope, this time I would struggle with the terrain that I'm usually best in, hill climbs, descents, and rocks. Now my first mistake was impatience and trying to make this pass. I didn't take it too hard. I knew I had the skills to make up the lost ground. My next mistake was trying to show off for the camera of Mary, the talented official photographer of the AMRA series. I tried to get the front wheel up with what amounted to be a pitiful wheelie. My lack of discipline cost me as I got offline. Uh-oh, I lost a few more spots for sure here. One more get off and I might be out of this race. Okay, here we go. Back in business and... Ah, damn! I'm hat-tricked in a span of under 10 minutes. Well, like I said, anyone can make a mistake. But it's how we respond to adversity that makes the difference between finishing strong or falling victim to the grind. The best response is positivity and determination. Pick it up, hop on, get back after the prize. The worst response is to let thoughts of defeat and helplessness convince you that you might as well relax and take it slow. I mean, there's no coming back from this, right?
Well, that's great. That's just great, man. Now what are we supposed to do? That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over. What are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do?
Maybe we could build a fire, sing a couple of songs, huh? Why don't we try that?
I found myself falling deeper and deeper into a mental quicksand. No longer having fun, and back to those old thoughts of just trying to survive the race instead of competing in it.
This is tiring. Well, I let this attitude fester for the rest of lap 1, and well into lap 2. Then, another harsh get off. It's okay. I'll just sip some water, fix the camera, and be on my way in a minute or so. In fact, if I drag my ass long enough, I just might not have to do a third lap. Oh crap, for real? I tried so hard not to make it here in time.
When I realized I had another lap to do, I was on autopilot. Then I caught a glimpse of the son of one of my riding buddies from back home, a kid named Josh Kirk, who was standing up, charging, back into the grind, determined. I don't know why, but seeing Josh still hustling was a wake-up call, the wake-up call I needed.
You okay?
can make it!
I was still exhausted, but lap 3 turned out to be my fastest lap, with my only get-off happening right at the finish line, as the guy in front of me inexplicably stopped mere feet from the checkered flag. I pushed my bike across the finish line, finishing 9th in my class, and it might have been worse had I not gotten out of the funk I was in.
Can we put some water in it?
None of us are immune to mistakes, fatigue, and the adversity that comes with a challenging sport like this one. Every rider out there is being assaulted on their own version of the grind. What separates first place from 9th place, at least for me, is no longer a matter of skill or the suitability of my bike. It is mental and physical stamina, the ability to reach down and dig deep, to keep pushing no matter what and finish as strong as you start. It has always come down to that. And it's clear to me now more than ever. I want to thank you all for watching and remind you to please hit the like and subscribe button and share these videos. And if you'd like other ways to help, you can go to my Patreon page and pledge as little as $1. Every little bit counts. And don't be afraid to leave comments and suggestions. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.